Good morning, everybody. It is Road to Recovery, and I am talking to you live from sunny Florida. Unfortunately, my father had passed, and I am going through a lot of stuff right now with having to take care of my family, do some other things. And man, is my web camera crappy or what? Ugh. I'll straighten that out later. So, yeah, I apologize for not being online for a while. I had to, my father's passing was a process. It took a bit, and he was in hospice for a while. So I was taking care of the family. And it didn't lend itself to being able to do the Monday morning chats, unfortunately. But I am here now. And I guess that's what matters, trying to get back into the flow of things. So I'm going to keep this quick and brief this morning. I just kind of wanted to talk about for me, I got detached from a lot of the recovery process. I wasn't doing my meetings. I couldn't talk to my sponsees, and it's been an entire month. What happened for me literally is my family was on vacation, got off of vacation, and I got a call from my mother and said my father wasn't doing great. So I flew on down, and I've been here ever since. I've been away from my family for a month, away from recovery meetings for a month, and it feels like a time warp, man, because you're not attached to the normal things that not only keep you healthy, but your normal environment. So I completely detached from a lot of different things, and it's like a foreign universe, really. And having to deal with this whole thing and not being in a regular cycle of things that not only keep me healthy, but keep me sane. Fortunately, though, I've been, I was working with my father while he was still alive, just trying to keep him functional. And all this time has been occupied doing other things. So, and as far as staying healthy and just trying to, be good and, doing all the things necessary. Uh, Doing lots of jogging. I'm staying on top of myself that way, doing lots of reading. I brought my iPad with me, so I'm constantly reading books. Hey, Jay Aaron, man, gotta give it to Jay Aaron. He's on the ball. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, but I'm trying to do as much as I possibly can. But I've got lots of concerns. I have lots of sponsees that were early in their 12-step recovery process who I have not been talking to. And I have to confess, it's giving me a little anxiety about not hearing from them. And I know I have to separate that myself from them and allow them to do their thing. But I know early on in the process, you're always in the danger zone. So um, I need to get back home, man. I just need to get back home. So that'll be this week. I probably be heading back to my house at Wednesday, and I'm gonna just try to jump right back into things again. So I'll get this channel back up and running. We'll keep on doing our Monday morning chats. And I was even thinking while I was down here that I may expand the chat process. So I might open it up to a few more days, or maybe even try to run an entire week and see to catch anybody that might be needing to talk or need to reach out to somebody. Other than that, not much to talk about, man. It's been a complete disaster. So, you know, uh, this reflection on seeing the death process. I think I have something to say about that. The reflection on being part of that death process with my own father, and you've seen the videos I've had where I've talked about, what it meant for me being a son of a father who was also a porn addict. Um, Also getting the chance to meet all of the people that my father knew and remembering that there was this other side of him that was a human that um, people were so gracious for the person that he was, because he would take the shirt off of his back and give it to you. That's the type of person he was. And so while he definitely had a lot of issues and lots of anxieties in his own life that he could never master even till the day he died, he was still a good person. And it set forth in me trying to remember that it's all about who you are, right? When we try to work inside of the 12-step recovery process, we are trying to elevate the people that we are and trying to elevate ourselves so that filling in all the character defects that would normally lend itself to addiction, because it's always a defective character that allows you to break your cycle and lean into whatever your vice is. And for me, it's just that constant reminder that when we talk about the future, we talk about the person that we want to be, right? Um, that's the avatar, the icon of our life, about the most perfect person we could possibly imagine ourselves. And we should always be in a process of trying to achieve that, filling in those character defects, but also giving us some goals to attain, and also thinking about, what do we want to accomplish in our lives outside of just ourselves. And it helps us bridge that gap. So we're constantly working on that. For my father, despite all of his, personal successes, he had a lot of gaps, and there was no effort there to really try to achieve any sort of bridging the gap and trying to heal some of the harms that had happened to him in his life. And I recognize that, you know, if I'm going to follow my father's footsteps, I could go right until the day I die and still be living in that anxiety and stressful world, which ultimately like hurts him. And I got to watch that myself. And what I've got to do is work on myself to where I'm bridging that gap to where I don't know if I'll ever die peacefully or what's going to happen by the end of my life, but to know towards the end that I did the best I possibly could, right? And that I don't master every single thing, but I was able to achieve some level of success, and I can rest assured knowing that I had tried, and that looking back, that I was a much better person than I was 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. But I'm telling you here, I'm probably going to live till I'm 100. Oh, Dad, I'm going to miss you. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I will be back at my normal time at my normal location next week, and we'll get this thing kickstarted. If you need to reach out to me, road to recovery 11 at yahoo.com. You can also comment below. Also, go out to my Twitter handle and DM me. I actively still check those. I'm trying to as much as best I possibly can. But everything's returning back to normalcy next week. So I will see you then. Thank you. Take care of yourselves and have a good day.